Hello, Columbus, and welcome to the 2021 Columbus Symphony Virtual Benefit for the Children of Central Ohio. I'm Shannon Harden, and I serve as your Columbus City Council President. You know, this year, due to the pandemic, the Symphony has gone virtual and created a week-long series of events to celebrate music education programs that truly make a difference to the young people in our community. We know that this past year will be one that we will all never forget. Despite the unprecedented challenges that we face globally and as a community, we came together in a way that many of us have not seen in a lifetime. Folks became creative and worked together to develop meaningful opportunities for our children and our community during the pandemic. Let's take a look at some of these opportunities. While COVID-19 pandemic presented our community an unprecedented amount of difficult challenges, we did not give up. Folks worked together to ensure that our kids were able to continue their education. The Columbus Symphony understands that the pandemic had the potential to present a devastating social and emotional impact on many of our children. That's why they have an important goal to double the number of children they serve annually in order to meet urgent community needs for quality arts and education. A key part of this effort includes the Symphony's expanded partnerships by working with folks in our community like Columbus City Schools, who are responsible for educating our children. Let's take a moment to hear from them.
Hello, my name is Dr. Betty Hill, Supervisor of the Arts for Columbus City Schools. Students in Columbus City Schools have been busy this year, experiencing and learning about the arts, not only in traditional ways, but increasing their knowledge and talents in the digital world. Through our long-standing community partnership with Columbus Symphony Orchestra, CCS students and teachers have experienced opportunities in the arts and even now continue to engage while exploring new opportunities. During this time, the Columbus Symphony introduced Columbus City Schools students and educators to CSO in the Classroom, a curriculum that teaches students about families and instruments of the orchestra. The curriculum is taught by members of the Columbus Symphony and Beethoven. Columbus Symphony Orchestra in the Classroom has been integrated into our CCS curriculum and is available to all third grade Columbus City Schools students. In addition, students may listen to classical music repertoire and engage with mindfulness prompts to encourage calm minds and create focus through the mindful music program. This program has been made remote and through our partnership offered to all Columbus City Schools. Our students visit the Ohio Theater and connect with the greater community through the Carnegie Hall Link Up program. Students engage in specific curriculum throughout this program and finally experience a grand culminating concert with the CSO. And it's the most exciting part, I feel, when all the students perform together with their recorders. Columbus City School students also participate in the long-standing All-City Orchestra program, in which for over a decade, the Columbus Symphony Orchestra has partnered with Columbus City Schools and offered a meaningful arts experience for students. In addition, teachers engage in high-quality professional development throughout the Columbus Symphony Orchestra. They play in orchestral groups, observing rehearsal and conducting techniques, as well as participate in content-specific pull-out learning activities. Whether it has been with curriculum content or professional development, the Columbus Symphony Orchestra has been there to support our students and educators, making sure that the arts remain essential during these difficult times.
I have used the CSO in the classroom curriculum with my 4th and 5th graders this past fall as a part of recruitment strategies for my beginning band and strings class. I've also used them as a part of my 3rd grade unit on instrument families, and they have been a very useful tool through asynchronous lessons during our time of remote learning this school year, and also for me to load them for students who have been unable to attend the live Zoom sessions. I like the length of the videos because they engage the students without boring them, and I also appreciate the performers and their unique personalities and what they bring to each video. The worksheets that are attached are very useful for assessments, both online and hopefully when we get back to the classroom to be able to hand the child a physical worksheet as well. CSO and the music classroom materials have definitely lessened my stress when it comes to planning lessons. I can use these as a part of a whole lesson on instrument families, or I can insert them at the end of a lesson if I need to as filler. It allows my students to see real-life musicians, and it also allows them to see the instruments demonstrated in a very professional way. I really have appreciated the help that it has given me with recruitment during these virtual times. Thanks so much, CSO, for your materials. Annalise, what was your favorite instrument and why?
The piano, because I like the sounds.
Awesome. Alina, did you have a favorite instrument that we learned about today?
Yeah, it's either the piano or the violin.
Excellent. Was there a reason why you liked either one of those?
The violin, I liked how it played certain notes.
I love that. Next year you can learn how to play the violin. Do you know that? In 4th grade? Kaylee, do you have a favorite instrument that we learned about?
My favorite instrument is piano because you can play like tunes on it and a lot of peaceful sounds.
I love that. Do you guys remember anything that you learned from watching Beethoven and David?
Yes,
Annalise, do you remember anything?
Yeah. Well, I did not know the instruments played all of those sounds.
Kind of cool, huh? Good job. I really appreciate you all doing this for me today. And I just want to thank the Columbus Symphony for giving us these recordings, right?
Thanks to all the partners, community leaders, and parents out there who understand the importance of getting our children involved in the arts and what the symphony continues to do year in and year out. COVID-19 has taught us that technology plays a huge role in this effort. Over the past year, the Columbus Symphony has used online resources in ways that they never dreamt. Just this past summer, they developed 2 education websites for online learning called The Kids Corner and Symphonic Teens. Parents and caregivers were proud to share their experiences on what these new learning opportunities have meant for them and their children.
Hi, I'm Varun Mahajan, board member at the Columbus Symphony. The Kids Corner is an engaging way and a safe way for children to develop a fundamental understanding and educational appreciation for music, composers, and instruments. It's engaging, it's fun, it's thoughtful, and it's exactly what my kids and our community's kids need, especially during a time when hands-on learning isn't what it traditionally used to be. I'm excited to be part of the Kids Corner. I'm excited to be part of Columbus Symphony and optimistic about the way this is going to change how our kids learn.
Now it's time for a musical and inspirational moment for all of us. One of the most important things the symphony does is give young musicians an opportunity to further their art. So with great pleasure, we are about to see that young talent come alive with a performance by Cecilia Martin, the concert master of the Columbus Symphony Youth Orchestra.
Hi, I'm Cecilia Martin. I'm the concertmaster of the Columbus Symphony Youth Orchestra, and I've been playing in the youth orchestra for the past 7 years. Last year, I was honored to win the Lois H. Allen Concerto Prize as a part of the 2020 Young Musicians Competition. The symphony has changed my life by providing me with many opportunities to play and collaborate with other musicians. I'd like to thank everyone watching for helping create these opportunities for me and other students. I hope you enjoyed this performance of the Bach Double Violin Concerto Second Movement. Thank you.
What an amazing talent that we have right here in our community. Cecilia may be young, but she is wise beyond her years. What we just shared shows how the symphony continues to develop leaders who can make a difference across our community.
For me, it's the music. You know, in other places, we don't get the classical experience. It's more of an urban style or a jazz style, and then multicultural style, but we don't play the classical music that our instruments usually play.
When I play in school, it's too easy because due to COVID, I have to stay in the 4th grade level. I feel more at home here.
My favorite thing about the CSYO is the fact that you get people from tons of different schools, private and public, tons of different places, people of different backgrounds and cultures, all together in one group to make an orchestra made out of basically everybody from everywhere. One thing that's different is we get to do cooler pieces and harder pieces, because in the school orchestra you have people like joining that might not be the most experienced as some of the other people. In the CSYO, you get people that have some sort of knowledge of music, so you can create cooler pieces of music than you would in your regular school class.
Well, when you're like performing on stage, it's like also like acting. Like you're out there and the lights are like really bright and shining on you, and you can't even see the audience because the lights are so bright. But like it's like you're out there and like nothing else is there. Like I know, like me and my friends, right before we went on stage, we were like jumping up and down and waving our hands around. But right when we got on, it was like we're doing this.
We're all familiar with the symphony's dedicated full-time musicians who live, work, and teach as music educators here in Central Ohio. Today, they have a special message for us and are sharing an opportunity for you to experience firsthand their great talent that so aptly serve the children and our community.
Hello, I'm Joanna Frankel, your Columbus Symphony concertmaster.
And I'm Steve Weedell, a member of our viola section and current chair of the Columbus Symphony Orchestra Committee.
Thank you for joining us from home to support the music education programs that make a true difference to so many children who are the future of our community.
In lieu of our traditional in-person benefit concert, this week, the orchestra has been deployed to the community via the internet to create musical outreach opportunities for more than 200 Central Ohio children in grades kindergarten through 12th grade.
All of our full-time musicians are donating their time and talent this week to provide free music lessons and presentations to students in Columbus City Schools, Urban Strings Columbus, KIPP Columbus, Alvis House, and more.
Additionally, the orchestra has dedicated a performance to the young people in our community and to all of you who are watching in support of this week.
On behalf of all the musicians, thank you for your incredible support and generosity. We hope you are inspired by this next performance of George Walker's Serenade for Strings. Enjoy.
The symphony is making a difference, whether on stage or in the community. The innovative community outreach program called CSO Cares reaches some of our most vulnerable and underserved populations in our community through partnerships with social service agencies and nonprofits in Central Ohio. One example of the over 30 CSO Cares partners comes from the Ethiopian Tawahedo Social Services. Here's how the symphony worked with ETSS to provide meaningful opportunities for our new American community through after-school programs.
Hey there, everybody. My name is Jamie, and I work with ETSS, Ethiopian Tawahedo Social Services. And our main mission is to be the focal point of integration for refugee families, immigrants, and low-income individuals in Central Ohio in order to improve their quality of life. One way we strive to do this is by offering a youth program for students. And in addition to their class instruction, we also like to reach out to our partners and try to organize additional activities that go beyond homework help and test prep. And the Columbus Symphony Orchestra is one of those partners who have worked with us to do really cool activities. And so they are working with us actually here in a few weeks to provide week-long instruction with our students, working with them on rhythm, instruments of the orchestra, Q&A, even showing them like the sounds of different instruments. And that's really cool that they can do that with us. And the other thing that I have been able to utilize because I work with curriculum and lesson planning in our youth program is their Kids Corner website. So the Columbus Symphony Orchestra created a website that offers quizzes, games, word searches, history of composers, all of this cool information for K through 6, and it might even go beyond 6th grade too. And so I just wanted to say thank you very much to the Columbus Symphony Orchestra for working with ETSS on providing these really cool activities that these students wouldn't get otherwise. Something I'm looking forward to in the future with CSO are outdoor mini concerts at our learning extension centers. So looking forward to that. Thank you for your time.
There is so much good work being done, but we know there is so much more out there for all of us to do. As Columbus grows in numbers, so too must the opportunities for art in our children's lives. During my time as council president, I've seen firsthand what happens when we work together. We are able to achieve remarkable outcomes and can make a difference together. It is my pleasure to introduce the woman who has made so much of this work possible, the Columbus Symphony Executive Director and my friend, Denise Regg.
Thank you so much, Shannon. We really appreciate all your efforts to strengthen the arts and cultural sector in our city as we work to serve all area residents. Last year's success at the benefit concert enabled us to do all the good work that we are doing today. The pandemic, while it created so much change, did not alter our ability to address the needs of our children. Indeed, we discovered new avenues of opportunity that put us on a whole new trajectory, increasing the number of children we served from 28,000 last year to more than 40,000 this year. We learned a lot during COVID about ways to serve our children even during times of duress when they need it most. We will maintain many of the key learnings and opportunities. However, as we come out of COVID, we know it will be more important than ever to return to in-person activities as part of our children's healing, development, and educational enrichment. Children are every community's most valuable asset. When we come together to support their growth and development, we ensure a bright future for our community. The easiest part of what the Columbus Symphony does is to create the programs that address the needs of our children. The hardest part is finding the means to be able to share them, to positively impact lives. It is individuals like those of you watching who ultimately enable us to make a difference to tens of thousands of children each year, but there are still so many more that need to be reached. We hope you'll support this year's benefit by making a donation of any size to the cause. Removing barriers for our children will be our mantra moving forward. We intend to remove the financial obstacles for our children's participation in enriching education programs. In the coming year, look for us to increase the number of kids we reach in the classroom, in the Ohio Theater, and in their homes. Stay tuned as the Symphony releases in the coming months our plans to remove the barriers for our children moving forward. The support of community members like you is the key to unlocking the world of opportunity found in the enrichment and inspiration of music. We hope you'll join us as we emerge from the pandemic to a bright future for all of us, but most especially for our children. Thank you for taking time to tune in today and caring about this important benefit. Now I want to turn it over to a couple of our committee members who have a special message.
Hello, we're Dave and Nancy Goby, and we live in Columbus's Eastmore neighborhood. Over the years, we've made a number of investment decisions. Our biggest winner has been the music education of students in the public schools of Central Ohio. Our goal was never to produce superstars for the entertainment industry. We simply wanted kids to reap the benefits of learning to play an instrument. Extensive research has shown this includes making it easier to learn other subjects, learning to work together in a group, stimulating creativity, creating an outlet for all kinds of emotions and expressiveness, and making it more fun to stay in school.
I was once one of those kids. Growing up in one of the poorest neighborhoods in the south end of Columbus, a musical instrument wasn't part of my reality. It certainly wasn't part of my parents' reality. But an offer of an old trombone from a cousin changed all of that. Learning to play, having fun at it, staying in school, and graduating exposed me to people, thoughts, and possibilities that I never could have envisioned.
It's no secret that funds for music programs are often the first to be cut when budgets are tight. We made the decision to partner with and support the CSO because the CSO is committed to getting music into the heads, hearts, hands, feet, and brains of kids. We're not talking about setting aside a few discounted or free tickets so that a child and her family can head downtown on a Saturday night and listen to a concert of classical music.
Among its services, the CSO sends its musicians into the classroom to meet the kids where they learn. The CSO does so much more that we can talk about, but time doesn't permit. And when schools can't afford it, we're here to help bridge the gap. For that, it comes to people like you and us.
We're willing to step up for the school children of Central Ohio because many of them can't step up for themselves. We feel we owe all of them a great education, equality, and a fair shot at a great future. Making music education part of their lives accomplishes all of this. The programs, the passion, the commitment of the CSO is making it all happen.
This virtual benefit is a milestone for our children, for the arts, and for each of you who has so generously made a difference. And we are honored to recognize those who have made everything we do for our children possible. A special thank you to our fellow 2021 Benefit Concert Committee, a group of distinguished community leaders and stalwart symphony supporters. Thank you, Lois Allen, Robert and Susan Cochran, Tom W. Davis, Dr. Varun Mahajan, Tracy Peters, Gesu Pinnell, and Ramona Reyes. Now we'd like to turn it over to Tracy Peters, our fellow committee member, to thank sponsors and donors who made gifts prior to the taping of this event.
Hello, and thank you for joining us this week. I'm Tracy Peters, a member of this year's Benefit Committee. Columbus is home to many businesses, organizations, and individuals who are dedicated to making a difference to children in our community. The presenting sponsor of the 2021 CSO Cares About Kids celebration is Joseph and Linda Kalapati. The Kalapati's leadership and support greatly impacts the cultural and musical life that reaches students and families throughout Central Ohio. Thank you, Joe and Linda, for your incredible generosity to bring the joy and inspiration of music to the children in our community. I'd also like to recognize our platinum sponsors who made lead gifts to this effort. Big Lots Foundation, Thomas W. Davis, Friends of the Columbus Symphony, and Gay Sue Pinnell. And thank you to our gold sponsors, Lisa and Chris Barton, Robert and Susan Cochran, Dr. and Mrs. Jerome J. Cunningham, Bibi and John Finn, David and Nancy Goby, Mr. Eric T. Johnson and Dr. Rachel G. Malk, Wayne and Sherry Rickert, Chris and Susan Tim, Craig and Connie Wally, Greif, Kirk Williams Company, Ohio Health, Park National Bank, State Auto Insurance Companies, and the Robert Weiler Company. Thank you to the many others who contributed to this year's benefit, which will help remove the barriers of access to music, opportunities, and create a lasting impact when our children need it the most.
Thank you again for joining and tuning in all week long for the 2021 Columbus Symphony Virtual Benefit for the Children of Central Ohio. It is an honor to be with you for this inspiring and impactful week. Thank you for your consideration to help make a difference to our children and make a meaningful programs available to our youth. You have truly helped the Symphony inspire and build a strong community through music. I can't wait to see you all at the theater when we can all get back to live concerts. That just about wraps up the program, but I want to leave you with a final message from our kids. Young people from across the community were asked to describe the symphony in one word, and this is what they had to say.
Interesting.
Family.
I love it.
Community. Artistic.
Family.
I liked it. It's fun.
Creative.
Refreshed, like when you smell lavender and your senses gets opened, it's kind of like that.
It's awesome. Because it's wonderful.
Joyous.
Invigorating.
Awesome.